Hello, everybody. Today I'm going to be talking about my Vision Tech project, which was a website for my pole vault club that I go to sometimes. The goal of this project was to use my knowledge of HTML and CSS to create my first real big project. And at first I wasn't really sure what I wanted to do. And then I remembered that the owner of the club was looking for some new components for his website, so I figured I'm going to try to make one. So here is the website. As you can see, it's published on a server at the school right now. So when you first come, you have this splash page, and my goal with the splash page was to have just a little bit of information about all the different sections of the website. So we have some about our club, some about the different jumpers we have, a little bit about the camps that we hold, all the poles that we have and how to rent, and then a contact page. And so what I did was you see our coach. Oh, I want to learn more about a coach. You click learn more, and it brings you to this tab right here. So this button right here and the button I just clicked lead to the same spot. And it gives you more about our coach, other coaches we have, and I made it so when you hover over, then it displays a little bit of information about the different guest coaches we've had. Then a little bit about practices, button that will lead to camps, which I'll talk about later, and some features of our club, which I also did the hover feature for. And these aren't my favorite pictures, but they're the only pictures I had available for the club, so I guess beggars can't be choosers. Next is the vaulters. More information about the different vaulters we have and how you can get started if you've never pole vaulted before. Little bit about technique and other parts of jumping, what the different numbers mean, and of course the most important rule: never tie PR. We go to camps. It gives information about camps, and then that leads into other activities we have, such as Oktoberfest and different competitions we go to, like Jolly Jogathon and Sunflower State Games. Next, rent poles. This is kind of something he wanted on there, where it's oh, you have a problem? Well, here's your solution. And a picture of all the poles we have at our camp, and some recommendations, and a contact button, which will lead to this website, or not, this page, which is, here's our coach again, some information, and link to his Facebook page. Anyway, so how I wrote this is I wrote all the HTML, so about 100 lines there, 130 lines there, 100, 150, about 50, about 75, and this was the most lines, but about the same. 561 lines of code there, so about 1,000 lines of code, give or take a few. And so it looks like a lot, and I did use the entirety of the 4 weeks, but it did turn out very well. There are a couple things I wanted to do, but didn't have the time for, such as some other interactable JavaScript things, which I just didn't have time to add. I also didn't have the JavaScript knowledge to add that. So yeah, the CSS. The CSS is cascading style sheet, which you use to control what the information looks like. So if you don't have CSS, everything defaults to its original size, and all the text is in New Times Roman size 10 font, and you can't change anything. But thanks to CSS, you can You can modify basically anything you're looking at on the page and do what you want with it using pixel measurements, XYZ coordinates. No, dictionary. Yeah, pixel measurements, XYZ coordinates, percentages, height, width, all that different fun stuff. And the HTML, which is this stuff, is the actual information. So the words that appear, all the pictures that appear, are done through HTML. And that's my website. I use, if you're curious, I use the atom.io hackable, as they say, text editor. And I also used websites such as W3 Schools and Code Academy to learn the different code stuff. Yeah, that's my project.